Welcome back to Norfolk. This is a Getting Dressed series based on the map Blickling 2015 by OldBor. An excellent map, one I'm really enjoying playing on. Mind, I enjoy playing most maps. If I don't enjoy them, I don't play them. Alright, first of all, I'm going to concentrate more on this series now, and also on Smokdown on Soilmod. I had requests from both Dirt Racer 001, I think his full title is by name is Dirt, and Phil Davis, both new to Soilmod, and would like to know a little bit more about it and why I'm doing what I'm doing. Right, so I also suggested that they have a look at Grizzly Bear Sim's excellent 5-part series on Practical Soilmod. If I remember, I'll put a link in the description to his site. It was perfect except for one small thing which a lot of people get wrong, and that is the only thing that affects moisture is rain from the sky. Hail and snow makes no difference whatsoever. But let's talk a little bit about Soilmod before we start. And in fact, I'm just going to have a look at this first and see what we need. Well, we've got chopped straw on the thing, so I'm actually going to start off by cultivating this one, I think. So I'm just going to find a tractor which isn't doing anything. This one do, and I'm just going to go and cultivate that in. So I can remember where I put my cultivator. Right, now on the base game you have only 2 weather conditions. It shows all, but there's only 2 that matter, and that is rain or fine. There's nothing in between what makes any difference to gameplay. If it's raining, and the only difference rain makes is you cannot harvest. Not too realistic, but it works. Because that hooks in straight away. I keep forgetting on this one that the PTO goes in exactly the same time as everything else. Right, well, let's get this out onto the field. I should actually be able to go through the shed here. And if I'm a good enough driver, which is highly doubtful. Oh, look at that. That surprised me. No, this is this is field 2. I'm going to do a lot of this on course play. This is 4.5, I believe. I will get this up to the top end and start at the top end. Because I've got that dragging on the ground. Better. And we just set this up. I'm going to open it up just to get the width that makes. I think that's 4.5 metre, this one. Ain't quite there yet. So let's see what it gives it. Oh, well, it's not 5. Let's just see what officially it's given as. PG. There we are. This one, 4.6. Well, I'll call that 4.5. It always pays to check what the modder says it is and go with their figures more than what course play. Course play sometimes gets it wrong. And this is, let's just put this up to 2. I haven't actually scanned this myself. I'm using the scan from OldBor. But being a Norfolk boy, I can't see how I can do it. And we Norfolk boys stick together. I'm going to try it on 4 headlands and hope that will do. Let's see if see what it looks like. Yeah, we've got plenty of room to turn around here. Let's take out the one so we can find the start point. And I'll just say this is field 2. 4.5. Right. And if I want to come back to that, I can. just... No, I went out of cab so I could line up with the thing properly, and missed completely. Oh, there it is. You don't have to line up dead on, but it does make the first bit a little bit neater. Right, so we just set him away. I'm going to do a lot of this, as I say, on Courseplay as I'm talking. In the unfortunate situation, I find it hard to talk and do it at the same time. As you might probably notice the number of times I get lost as I'm chatting merrily away. I'll take out those on there, so it comes up to that, and I'll leave it. Oh, I think I'll just cut that down a little bit, but it's 6 miles an hour. Alright, all we're doing now is we're putting in the chopped straws. It doesn't make too much difference to cut out. Ploughing makes more difference on most things, but that will add a little bit of nutrients to it. Alright, I was saying the main difference on weather, on the base game, there's only 2 types of weather. In Soilmod there's 3 types. Your rain, which adds moisture, you get, I think it's roughly a 14% boost every full hour of rain. It has to be a full hour of rain. Whatever you do, don't fast forward if it is raining, because you will lose the moisture. Soilmod can't keep up with it if you go too fast. So if you got rain and you desperately need rain on your fields, leave it. Just leave it on standard time. Right, Soilmod has 3 types. Rain, which adds moisture. Still stops you from harvesting grain crops, because you wouldn't harvest in the rain. You wouldn't harvest when the crop is wet either. Well, hence sometimes on some of my more realistic games, I don't harvest first thing in the morning if it's been a heavy dew, you know. If there's fog about, mist and fog about, I will not harvest until several hours into the day, because you wouldn't do it. The grain would just be too wet. You could harvest, yes, but you'd lose so much money when you come to sell it. But that's not incorporated in the games yet. I live in hopes that one day you will actually have a series of toggles that you can toggle on more realistic things into the base game, but I am not going to wait for it. Now you have another. Let's just go to the weather page on here. Right, I'll bring up that, sorry, that's your point. Right, we got the other 2 types of weather. One is heat at 22 degrees centigrade and above. Don't ask me what it is in Fahrenheit. I'm afraid it's so long since I used Fahrenheit I cannot remember. Like here on the Monday at midday, Soilmod will go through another check. It will only do this check if the temperature is above 22 degrees or above. And in that case, it won't affect growth, it won't affect nitrogen disappearance or uses, or herbicide use. All that will affect is moisture. At 22 degrees and above, it will take out 14% moisture. So, like here, we couldn't really afford to have that. 57 is dead right. About 5 and 3 or 5 or 6 and 4, about right there, and a 6-8 pH. The third type of weather is everything else. If it's under 22 degrees, i.e. 21 degrees or under in temperature, and it's not raining, nothing else extra happens. It's just an ordinary day. So when you're planning your crops, let's go back one page. See, we've got rain on a Saturday. Now, one thing to note with the engine, the Giants engine, that if you save and leave the game and come back in, a lot of these will be altered. Rain normally seems to stay the same, but your temperatures will be different. So watch the this becomes a very important part of it, watching the temperature. Like on the Monday, if I'm doing a 2-day thing and I'm going to be planting this today, oh, go back to it. Alright, so today and tomorrow nothing much will happen. It will grow Thursday night. That will be the first day grow, the seed can grow. So you're going to get rain there. That's going to add moisture, which is good. This is the next day. That is going to take moisture away, which is bad. You know, on second day growth, third day growth, and I can't see what harvest is going to be like. Because there is one little trick. If it's way out, and the day before you harvest, or the growth stage before you harvest, you can still put things right because of the way the giant engine works. Decker has done a wonderful job, but he can't work against the engine itself. I know at one time he's looking to see if he could put hail, if he could put crop damage in, but I think the engine just wouldn't allow it. He's already done a marvellous thing. Soilmod, a little bit more about Soilmod, actually works with about extra sub-layers into the terrain. In the base game you've got one or two, I think. In this one it adds a sub-layer for moisture, another one for fertiliser and another one for herbicide, and I think there's a separate one for manure, but I'm not certain on that, so don't quote me. But he adds extra layers in. The hardest thing I find on here is to keep the moisture right. Apparently on 2.13 I didn't play Soilmod on that. I wish I had it done. But it was a lot harder task actually incorporating into maps, and not many maps seem to have as standard. On 15 it's quite an easy job to incorporate it into things. Well, one thing to watch out for, and I thought I would get, do not have several modded maps in the mod folder you're playing from. Do not do it, because if you have a line mod map, GMM, GMK or whatever it is now, the GIS mill thingy, I can't remember what's that, Cork maps, do not try and play a Soilmod map in that folder, because one of the problems the giant engine has is everything in your mod folder is loaded in. It takes all the attributes from each one and loads them into the game. So if you have a line mod folder, you will find that Soilmod will not work correctly. It will work after a fashion, but not very well. One of the classic ones is use spreading lime on a field or fertilizer on a field using a spreader, and one pass on this field and your spreader will be empty, because there's something that they fight with each other. The easy way is to have separate, and it's good practice anyway, to have a separate map folder for every map, the mods you need for it. Yes, you can put a lot of mods in, but the more mods you put in, the harder your PC has to work. And if you're playing on a laptop with Intel graphics, good luck. Because if you will hit problems sooner or later. Anyway, let's get back to this. You can add a fertilizer and a herbicide in the same growth stage, but you can't add two herbicides or two fertilizers in the same growth stage. What will happen, the last one will cancel the first one. So if you put down NPK, say, and you decide that, well, the PK is okay, I just really want a really big boost on N, I'll put some N down. I could have done with putting a bit more N down. The NPK won't take it all. It will be cancelled out by the N. Just remember that it's one per growth stage, but you can put both herbicide and fertilizer. I think if you spray both, you only get one dose of water. The beauty of Soilmod is it now makes use for some of the things that you don't use in the base game. Hands up in the base game if you generally use a plough. I bet there's not many hands up. The only time you normally use a plough if you want to combine two fields. It's not needed in the base game. Same with the sprayers. You don't need the sprayers in the base game. The spreader does a far better job. You can run a spreader on the field at the same time as you're seeding, because they're not going to interfere with each other. No problem at all with that. But in Soilmod games, you need both spreader, sprayer and plough. Ploughs because and you also need to keep animals, and you want the muck. In the base game, how many of you use slurry on your fields and how many use muck manure? I bet not many, because it's such a faff for no extra than what you get out of using ordinary fertiliser, dry fertiliser. No, you have a real use for it. Manure, for instance, I think it gives a massive boost to N if you plough it in. So you've got to use your plough. You spread muck on the field, then plough it in. Chopp's straw mod has a real use. Not just looks pretty, but when that's worked into the soil, it adds to the nutrients. Not a lot, but it adds to it. Compost, I don't think compost is actually built in properly into Soilmod yet. There is ways of getting that to show and work properly, but I'm not 100% certain. I haven't got any maps. Oh, I got one smoke down, but I haven't got around to using the compost master yet. I'm not that far advanced on the map. So really, the question whether or not to use Soilmod comes down, do you want to just have a game where you can... Right, well, the basics is you use a direct drill seeder, so you seed, fertilise, cut, seed, fertilise, cut, seed, fertilise, cut. It's great if you're trying to make as much money as you can, as quick as you can. But if you actually want to play it as a simulator, this Soilmod works. It adds the fact that you cannot just fast forward a day, because there's so much you got to do. I'm noticing now on my OldBor series, especially, which is the most mature of all my series, that it's taken me 3 or 4 episodes to get through one day. There's so much to do. So I'm starting my day in game time at 6, 7 in the morning, and I'm finishing at about 6, 7 at night. Which actually is quite close to what a farmer does during the busy periods. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the seeder out now. We've got a little way advanced. I'll bring the seeder, I'm going to put wheat in here. I'm going to start planting that. I'm not going to try and get this through there, because I'm bound to make a complete mess of it, so I'm going to take some down. I could really just put some food on this. I will be using the bunkers fairly soon, but I thought, as I've got requests to show a bit more on Soilmod. Oh. Now, if you actually aim for the opening and not the fence, you get onto the field a lot better. I'm not an expert, but I have used it, not since it first came out on 15, because there's very few maps with it on when it first came out. First one I used it on was, I think, OldBor, which I installed that on myself. It was not a bad job actually, it's quite straightforward. Alright, so we haven't got one I know for this. This is field 2, 5.5 out of 2. This is in the northwest going east. Afterwards I'll do I want to just check on one important thing. Overlap on here. Oh, we should be alright. Yeah, that should work. I'll just line it up with it. Once you watch when you're doing this, that you're not going to cultivate ground you just seeded, because it does tend to waste a lot of seed, and you get big gaps in. Yeah, I think that'll do. Got that there. I'm going to slow this right down because I don't want that catch. You know, I've got the other at 6, so I'm going to leave this at 5. I'm going to slow this right down. And save this course. I'm going to call it 6 metre, then any 6 metre tool will go on there. That will work at 5.5. First waypoint. And go when it's on, wait. We might miss someone. He's just getting himself wound up. There he goes. You know, I think we may have a gap around the edge, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. And we just set him running. Right, that's a general talk about Soilmod. Now let's see what this feels like. We can't really tell yet until we've gone through the day. And Soilmod checks rain every hour. If it's raining, it checks and adds to every hour or every full hour of rain. Growth stage takes place at midnight. If you fast forward, you suddenly see all these numbers flashing up in the top right hand corner as it's counting up the percentage of the map is checked, and it checks every bit of the map. I thought today was going to be over 22 because I had to fast forward the time to midday so you'd let you see the moisture part working. Now midnight it checks moisture, growth, herbicide, knocks that back a day. Oh yes, by the way, on herbicide, I've got this set to 2 days per growth, so because the limitations of the engine again, herbicide will disappear every game day, so you have to add more herbicide when you're playing as I am. That thing's a bit odd there. Let's have a look. Oh no, that's right, that's this strange bit here where it... Yeah. Just remember, there's a strange shape to this top here. It doesn't look like it's a strange shape, but it is. And I should have went further than that for some reason. It looks like that's almost set over a bit. Let's see where it goes to then. We may have to alter this slightly. Now, herbicides. There's 4 different herbicides. One you very rarely use, and that is X. That is a kill-all herbicide. Anything that's registered as a fruit, that will kill. So don't spray that. And your A, B, and C, and each one has one thing you shouldn't spray it on. So 2 you can, 1 you can't on each of A, B, and C. Then they also come in. Well, although they're not double dose, they're more triple dose or strength formulas. So it's A will last 1 day, AA will last 3, but in practice it's 4 days. AA will last. I very rarely spray the single day ones. And where's he? Yeah, for some reason he's gone slightly past that. It's not set to any stupid. No. What about set to some stupid offset or something? But I can't see any in there. No, no offset. Oh well. Let me get on with it. You have to accept the course play, change the subject slightly. You're going to get gaps in it. It's the way done, but for ease, I like it. I have it so it actually pays. It actually charges me. It can charge me a lot. But, I'd rather do that than have a freebie. But that's just the way I play. I seem to go out my way to make things harder for myself. Yes, herbicides, as I say, it's 4 up and 3 you. 1 is very much in a kill-all. Later, if we get a field that's badly out of adjustment, we'll go through how to get that right. And if for example, nitrogen is badly out, you've got 2 ways to do it. You either drain all the nitrogen out of the soil by growing, cutting and get rid of stuff, not ploughing, just straight drilling in until all the nitrogen's gone and you start afresh, or you boost it right up. If you've got a lot of muck, that's probably the easiest way. A couple of loads of muck on it, ploughed in, will do that a treat. I wonder why it went short on that first one. Oh well, let's go the full length on this one. Well, not to worry. Right, let's get rid of that again now. Alright, let's have a look at this field now. Once I get run over, we'll have a look at a bit we haven't touched yet. Right, this is 57.62 where we're ploughed in. It's actually already put that up 1. It's now 57.7, so it's gone up 1 nitrogen. That's what you will get here from the chopped straw mod. So it does pay if you've got chopped straw to work it into the soil. Normally on most things, ploughing gives a bit more than running at high speed than cultivating, but if you plough, there is one downside to ploughing, apart from the time it takes, that you will lose 14% moisture when you plough. That's because you're going in deeper in the field, and it simulates that aspect of it. I think we've almost done enough on Soilmod for this number, because there's a lot of facts and figures and things that are going to be hard to take in. All this will be repeated most probably time after time, as I'm going to be running this on 2 maps. Now what I will do on this, as you lose stuff as stuff is grown, I will actually spray this with some NPK as soon as these are done. I'm not going to try and do it now with 2 tractors working in the field. And of course spray some herbicide on. This will be BB, as it's a grain crop. I can't remember off the top of my head what does what, but I always remember BB for grains works. And you will find that the prices are slightly different for each product. That is deliberate, and that reflects real life. And we'll just have a quick look around the rest of these things, see if there's anything else we need to do. I don't think so. We'll have a look at one of the fields we've done. So we'll have a look at one. I think one might be on the growth stage. Yes, one's on the growth stage. So we'll have a very quick look at one and see what the fields look like there. And one thing to do is it pays actually to make a note of everything you do. And you can see, yes, on this one you can see, I think. Oh, that's already gone. No, it looks like it's gone. Well, we need to look at one else. This is on the first growth stage. You see where I missed bits. I'm just going to high speed hurry up. So I'm going to look at one of the fields we've just done, which would be one over the way here. Now you don't, if you spread, you do not get the wet texture, which you wouldn't. Let's face it, you're spraying something dry on it. The field isn't going to turn wet because you put something dry on it. But Decker, with the Soilmod, has got over it in a different way. he's put the granules in. Those blue there, that's the fertiliser. Herbicides, of course, do show a wet texture, providing the mat below. Some mat makers don't have that in, but he puts this in, and that will stay there until the growth stage. And at the growth stage, that will be absorbed into the soil. At the moment, that's making no difference whatsoever. As you can see, this is quite high moisture, but low on everything else. This, I think, should be NPK. They are colour coded, and again, I can't remember the different colours for each one. I will look it up and come back to that another time. But so you can tell if you just spread, and that will stay there until the growth stage. That will make certain that if you just look, just crouch down, have a look. If you can see that, you put an artificial fertiliser in. If you put I don't think that shows if you put manure or slurry in once you work it into the soil. Bits were missed again, but that's coarse play. I think with that we'll just hop back to one of these. They're working well. With that, I think I will say thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been a little bit of information, a bit informative for you. Any questions on Soilmod? Remember, I'm not an expert, I'm just someone who uses it, and I've used it for quite a while now, and on most of my maps have Soilmod. Any questions, please use the comments or contact me on the advert www.pc-sg.uk. That's the forum become sim site that I'm an admin on. I hang about there, and if you've got a question, you can pop it in there or pop it in the comments here, or even both. I don't mind. I will answer. As you can tell by the way I talk at times, I can talk the hind legs of a donkey and then get him to take a walk. Yes, so if you like what you saw, please leave a like. If you're not a subscriber and you kind of like what you saw and you think you could get into this, and remember, I'm put up a farming page every 6 days a week, and at the moment there's 6 different maps, soon just to be 5, because when one of the series is finished I'm not going to start another one up in each place. I'm going to use that for my main map. And on the other day there's a multiplayer forest with my very good friends Bipolar Prophet and Shawnee B, of which I would say give their channels a look. They're very good YouTube, and that BP has taught me quite a bit on how to do this. He's my guru. He's gonna love me saying that. And as I said earlier, any comments, please feel free to comment. It doesn't have to be a question on Soilmod, just general things. I try and acknowledge every comment, and if I can answer, I will. I will even acknowledge people who swear about me. I'm not proud. And with that, it's Mammon saying cheerio for now. Cheerio.